my dear students, welcome back to your English class. Now today students, we will start a new poem from your Marigold book for class 3. The name of the poem is The Balloon Man by Rose Fileman. Before starting with the poem, let us know some details about the poet Rose Fileman. Let's start. Rose Amy Fileman, 1877 to 1957. That is, she was born on 1877 and she died on 1957. She was an English writer and poet, noted for her works on the fairy folk for children. Her poem, There Are Fairies at the Bottom of Our Garden, was set to music by English composer Lisa Lehman. She was born on 6th March 1877, Nottingham, England, and she died on 1st August 1957 at the age of 80 at St. Albans, Hertfordshire. Now students, she was famous for her works for children. She received her diploma as Associate of the Royal College of Music, London. She was one of the most successful children's writers of her generation. Now students, let us first recite the poem The Balloon Man by Rose Fileman. He always comes on market days and holds balloons a lovely bunch, and in the market square he stays and never seems to think of lunch. They are red and purple, blue and green, and when it is a sunny day, the carts and people get between. You see them shining far away. And some are big and some are small, all tied together with a string. And if there is a wind at all, they tug and tug like anything. Someday perhaps he will let them go, and we shall see them sailing high, and stand and watch them from below. They would look pretty in the sky. So, this is the recitation of the poem, The Balloon Man. Now students, I will explain the Balloon Man in detail. Let's read the first stanza. He always comes on market days and holds balloons a lovely bunch, and in the market square he stays and never seems to think of lunch. Now, this balloon man comes on market days when there is a market in the neighborhood, and he sells the balloons of varied colors, which this girl looks at. Now here the poet, that is Rose Fileman, through a small girl wants to depict before us how beautiful the scene is when the balloon man sells the balloons. And in the market square he stays, that is, he stays in the market square in the vicinity where there is the market, and never seems to think of lunch. That means he continuously sells the balloons and forgets about his lunch, the food and anything. That is, he fully concentrates on his job. So the poet here is very much fascinated to this. Next stanza. They are red and purple, blue and green, and when it is a sunny day, the carts and people get between. You see them shining far away. So, in the next stanza, the poet tells us that the color of the balloons are varied. That is, they are red, purple, blue, green. Okay, so they are of varied colors, which make them look all the more beautiful. And when it is a sunny day, and when it is a bright sunny day, the carts and people get between. Obviously, it is a marketplace, so there will be other people, other vendors also who are selling their products. So it is filled with people and vehicles. You can see them shining far away. So the carts and everything come in between, okay, where the balloon man is selling his balloons. And so the balloons, they rise up in the sky and they look very beautiful and shining. They brightly shine from a distance. And this look which the poet gets, she likes it very much. And some are big and some are small, and all tied together with a string. That is, some balloons are of big size, some are small size, some are middle sized. So there are various sizes of the balloons, and they are all tied together in a string. That is, they are tied together with a string or a thread, so that the balloon man can hold the bunch together. And if there is a wind at all, they tug and tug like anything. So if there is a wind, then what happens? Then it pulls. Okay, what is the meaning of tug? To pull away with force. So the wind, it helps it to get pulled. So there is a pull on the bunch. Okay, someday perhaps he will let them go. So someday perhaps, one day will come when this balloon man will let all the balloons go and they will rise up in the sky and float in the sky. And we shall see them sailing high, and we all will see the balloons sailing high, high, high in the sky. And this look of the sailing balloons will really be very much splendid to look at. And stand and watch them from below. And from below, that is where we are on the earth, we will look at the balloons and we will be very much drawn to it. We will be very much fascinated by this look. Okay, they would look pretty in the sky. They would look very much pretty in the sky because they are colorful, they are beautiful. Everybody likes balloons, so when they will float in the sky, they will look really very beautiful. So students, this was the stanza-wise explanation of the poem, The Balloon Man. In the next class, we will start with the exercises related to this poem. Until then, goodbye everyone. Stay at home and be safe. Thank you everyone.